Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Oceans Show podcast. Today, I've got on special guest Andy F Word 420, someone whom I've met through streaming. Really cool guy, and I'm just really excited to have him on and just talk about like general things, life, experiences. It's going to be some really fun conversation. Without further ado, tonight's guest, he is he has fulfilled my adulthood dreams. He is the Dorito King himself, and also the East Coast Weed Ambassador. Please give it up for Andy F Word 420.
Yes, thank you. Oh my God, I can't believe it, chat. Oh my God, holy crap, you guys are amazing. That was awesome, man.
There we go.
That was fucking great. Thank you so much for
That's
the intro.
of course.
Hell yeah.
I gotta hype him up for the good shit we're about to talk about. Obviously
Definitely.
obviously ska bands and Doritos question mark.
Yeah, somehow Doritos have become the calling card of me. I really kind of lost track of where that honestly happened, but I think like one of my earliest streams, I was just looking through the emotes and I was blown away that there was just a Dorito emote. And I think in one of those streams, I just said, "This is it. Commit to it." Always, it's always fun to have an inside joke with your chat. And so
Hell
people
yeah,
know
dude.
it. Doritos come everywhere. People are like, "Oh, Dorito dude's here."
Everyone knows the Dorito dude, man. Like
For sure.
we see you pop in, and all of a sudden the chat just starts flooding with Doritos, no matter where you're at.
Yes, and to an assaulting degree. I
Right.
put I have like the emote wall for my overlay, and like constantly it's just filled with Doritos, and it's just like people coming into the stream just like, all right, this guy likes fucking chips, man.
It's like, man, this guy's gonna make a living off of fucking chips. But
Fact.
the first question I really got to ask you though is
Yeah.
when's that Dorito sponsorship coming? I've been waiting. Like I'm still fairly new to being part of your streams and stuff, but I'm eagerly expecting the Doritos 3D sponsorship.
I would love Doritos to sponsor me. I have been putting it out there. I'm manifesting it. I think that's the best way to look at it. I'm shouting it out into the world and seeing if Doritos just notices me.
You,
You keep pimping out Doritos. You keep just doing free advertisement. We'll see what happens.
I get that. I totally get that. I've been really obsessed with Takis as of late.
Oh,
Eh,
sick. Takis are pretty good.
like I used to shit on them, and then one day I said, "Fuck it, I'll try it." I always assumed they were like hot Cheetos, like it tasted like a hot Cheeto, and I hate hot Cheetos. They just taste nasty to me. But
Hmm.
but I said, "Fuck it, I'll try a normal Taki and shit." And goddamn, it blew my mind. I realized that if I'm ever gonna get anywhere in life, I need a Taki sponsorship.
Takis are pretty legit, and I think they sponsor people more often than Doritos. I mean, who knows?
Who
You could
knows?
probably get both.
I mean,
Combine the chips.
no, I couldn't take the Dorito sponsorship from you. That's for you. If
There's enough for all.
there's enough for everyone. But I had this ultimate grand plan of like how I'm gonna get the Taki sponsorship. I've seen Markiplier from YouTube, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
he did a very cursed video on how he eats Takis and pretty much
Okay,
him trying a bunch of different Takis. What he does is that he sucks the powder off the chip and he spits the chip out onto like a plate or something.
okay.
It's
Not a fan.
horrifying. It makes me cringe. It's whatever. But
Yeah.
he said he was like, I'm trying to get a sponsorship with Takis and they turned me down. So it made me think, why don't I flip the tables? Why don't I, instead of
Mm.
them paying me, I pay them to
For
sponsor me?
branding,
Exactly. It's
that's
like
paying for the branding rights. Okay,
I
I
got
like it.
it's like I got $50 in my pocket. With those
Yeah.
I'll give you those $50 if you just let me like be a sponsor for Takis, and I will I will suck the dick of Takis. Like whoever owns Takis, I will start sucking them off.
Fair.
It's like
Fair. I don't know if I'm there for Doritos, but listen, I am planning. So behind me, I want to get a giant Dorito. I think that's what I need. I plan to buy a cardboard cutout of a Dorito and stack it up on my wall, and then I'll write people's name on it, just like hot tub streamers. I got the plan. You always got to think how are you gonna include everybody. Every sub gets to get on the Dorito. That's gonna be the goal.
That's fucking genius. See, you should do that, and then like as like a big like I don't know, you do like you get like 100 subs or something, 100 subs or like 300 followers or something. You got to do a hot tub stream, but with nothing
Okay.
nothing but Doritos. Like there's no
Dorito
water.
stream.
You're just
Okay.
chilling in a hot tub filled with Doritos.
Don't know if I will commit to that, but for fantasy's sake, I'll say I'm 100% doing it. Don't even worry. It's
Fuck
a
yeah.
done deal. Already got the Doritos in the bag. So like one of the first like giveaways I did this is just a lesson in branding, everybody, okay? This is all this is. It's fun. I love it. Everybody loves an inside joke. When you're streaming, when you're creating content, when you're doing anything, you and your audience building an inside joke together becomes like a uniting factor, whether it's through a meme, a video, a moment in your game, whatever happens, when you guys connect on that kind of stuff, that's what really blows things away. And for lack of real effort, I made Doritos into the thing that sort of connected me and my chat. And now we just like, all right, guys, send out those Dorito vibes. Someone came into my chat, I think, the other day, and was kind of like venting to me, right? They're kind of like, oh, I just having a hard time. I don't want to share the details, but ultimately they're having a rough time in their life. And I'm like, all right, chat, hit that Dorito, send those Dorito vibes. Make sure he feels better. Let's send out the Dorito. It's like, dude, my cat just died. I'm feeling pretty bummed. Yo, let's send out those Dorito vibes. Big F's for the cat in the chat, everybody. Sorry to hear about your cat, dude. But
Damn.
it's great. It's fun.
That's awesome. It's like super wholesome and everything too. Like wholesome like Dorito vibes.
For sure. I mean, that's the great thing about streaming is totally just you wind up finding other streamers who are just nice and are looking for the same thing you are. I think every streamer is someone who was wishing they had more people to play video games with.
Oh, 100%, dude. Like that's I feel like that's like the end goal for like any like streamer is that they just want more people to play games with. And I mean,
that's how I started.
Right? I
Yeah.
that's how I like transitioned to. I actually started off by like I just like lost my pop-up. Like California went into its second lockdown, so I lost my pop-up essentially. I'd lost my job at the same time as well. They had laid me off.
Wow.
And so I was this was back in December, and I was I saw that there was like a charity live stream thing going on, so I said, I've got all the time in the world, fuck it, I'll do it. And so I ended up doing that for like I think it was like 6-7 hour stream of where it's like I made I like raised $100 for like over $100 for charity, like 115 or something like that. And it was like if I hit that goal, I was gonna play my guitar and sing a song. And I can do one or the other, so I can't do both at the same time. So you can imagine how it went.
Yeah.
But it was like really fun. Like I really felt like connected, I guess. Like like it just like it felt really fun to do. Like I had a blast just playing games. Like it was just like my brothers and like some friends and family that would like pass around my streams. But it was just like such an awesome thing that it just like made me want to keep going with this. And so
I mean, for me, basically, so throughout the pandemic, I've had a group of friends who we've been consistently playing D&D with, and so we fuck around in Discord chat and just kind of have a general group chat going. And it's been one of the best things through the pandemic to keep me fucking sane. But we were talking, and I kind of brought up I would love to stream, and the people in that group sort of like were like, "We'd watch you." And that's kind of what got me going was like, all right, one of my friends wanted to see me play a specific game, but like we live, towns apart and there's a pandemic. So I'll stream it. And then I posted about it. A couple friends pop in and it just goes from there. I think streaming gives what, you give to it. You know, I think
Yeah.
there is a hard time to get some discoverability on here, but I think for the most part, like creating relationships, that's been like my biggest focus is like genuine relationships.
Fuck
Is
yeah,
where
dude.
it's at, my dude.
Damn straight. The real journey is the friendships you make along the way.
Exactly. Yo,
That's
is it
awesome.
cool if I should ask if I smoke on stream?
Ah, fucking go ahead, dude.
Okay, cool. I
We
like your tack board. Is it legal
Oh,
where
thank
you
you.
are? Because then we're good. It's legal where I am.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm in California. It's
Oh, I'm in Massachusetts. We're good.
as long as it isn't a fully automatic rifle, it's legal.
Oh yeah, I only smoke out of AKs. It's a good shit.
Hell yeah, dude. That's the only way to go. But you mentioned my tack board, right?
Yeah, it's the legit. I love it.
Oh, the,
You need like red strings. I feel like you're stalking me.
dude,
That's
dude, right? I was thinking about that, and I have red strings somewhere, and I couldn't find it. But I was like, this is it. Like I've got like make it super conspiracy looking. It's like you got your
Mhm.
ska, you got like guitars, like because you got like your guitars in the back. So I'm like, does he play? And then like
No, they're pure wall art, dude. There you got me. I'm
damn,
announcing it here.
damn, that
Yeah.
I can feel for that. Like I mean that's
No, I mean I do play them. I mean it's a long story. I mean you ask away whatever you want to know, man. I'll let you know. You ask away.
shit. Let's start with that.
With what? So do I play guitar?
Yeah, like you said, it's a
So
long
yeah,
story.
I mean yeah. So what I've been playing music for probably I think seriously since I was 16. I started off playing guitar, and I had a music teacher that sort of introduced me to playing music and shit like that. And it sort of grew from there. And then I got involved with some buddies in Connecticut. I grew up in Connecticut, and we would play in bands. Well, we saw bands in like I saw my first band in a living room and then in a basement, and just like the first DIY shows I was experiencing were in Connecticut, and like the
Nice.
people I met there were really awesome. And from there, yeah, I've learned other instruments. I played ukulele once I moved to college. I used to play banjo. I honestly, but here's real talk. I haven't played guitar in like over a year, my dude. It's been a
Man,
long time.
I feel that. I mean, I've been picking it back up like off and on again for like the last couple months. Just cuz
Okay.
like I've been really like thinking about like before I started the podcast, I was like I want to write like an album. I want to have like like one EP, play through it, and then like get like some of my friends into like in like a band and play like one show. It's like I want to do that and I'll be good. And so I was like initially it was like I'll just do punk because anyone can play fucking punk chords. It's just strumming down and being angry, right?
True. Yeah, true. No.
But then I was like, I'd really like to do like some ska. Like I've always thought like if I had like two or three ska songs and like covering like ska music, I thought would be awesome. But
Hmm.
the one thing that I struggle with when playing the guitar is doing the upticks. I can't fucking do them for
Oh,
the
that's
life of
all I
me.
can do. I'm stuck
Man,
on that. Like I learned music, it's the offbeat. So the key is you're playing on the offbeat. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, you're playing on 1, 2, like in between the beats.
right.
So it's the, the, the. But yeah, I fell in love with ska. For me growing up, weirdly, Real Big Fish was one of my favorite bands growing up, and I don't know if everyone knows them that well, but they have a couple of really good songs. And I think the thing I loved about them is the lyrics. They were super meta. If you listen to Real
Yeah.
Big Fish songs, they're like the most meta band from back in the day. It's all about like what it's like being in bands or going to shows or like sort of like inside jokes within the band. And I always thought that was super cool. And so that's definitely one of the bands who inspired me musically. And I think you see a lot more meta kind of mentality, like Rick and Morty self-referencing, like structure of television shows and formats. Like Real Big Fish has so many songs where they kind of poke fun of the fact that Sellout is their biggest hit, which is a song about selling out as a band, which they thought they did as a band getting a record label. So, I just think that kind of shit's super cool. So, but yeah, ska music, I feel like it's coming back, bro. I think, you focus on it, you get some effort or get some shit going behind it. Man,
Fuck yeah.
ska's coming back. There's Kill Lincoln's a great band.
I
That's
love Kill
modern.
Lincoln.
I forget who else. I mean, there's Jeff Rosenstock obviously making new music, and there's plenty of new DIY bands. I see, like, I think ska is sort of lost its cheesy, like, cause so I was, like I said, I was in a ska band in college, like you said.
Yeah.
Um, I was in this band called Fourth the Band, which I don't know if you got the chance to check out our stuff, but I'll have to send you some. But yeah, we used to play all over Boston. We were like a 10-piece band. We had like an ever evolving member. Like we would like kind of like a cult. People would come in and out, and yeah, we did a lot of fun shit. But yeah, ska bands, man, good
Fuck,
shit.
fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. Funny enough, speaking about Fort the band, I actually for when I had the starting soon screen up, I actually played one of your songs. I played
Oh,
Halcyon
nice,
Nights.
great
Like
song.
I love that song. Like that. Like you introduced that album to me, and it's like it's such a
Hmm.
banger, man. Like I wish it was like on like Apple Music or Spotify or something because it's like I can add it to like my playlist and stuff because I have like
Yeah,
I've got like this playlist that's like I think like 12, 13 hours long of just straight ska music, just like of
oh
like
nice.
like small bands, big bands, like everything like that I've like
Hmm.
found that I'm like this shit's fucking amazing.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, that's awesome. Funny. I actually didn't.
So
Go ahead. Go ahead.
what? No, I was just gonna say we released all that music well before Spotify was even really a thing. I think towards the end of our music career as a band, Spotify had just introduced. I mean, it's really weird how content creation has changed so much over, since fucking like 2007 when it was really popping off, and virality became a thing. So it's
Seriously though.
interesting. But it's all on Bandcamp for
Yep.
free. I don't own all those tracks and shit like that. So
Hell yeah,
I
dude.
mean, nobody owns them. I don't know.
they're just up in limbo pretty much.
Yeah, they're free to download on the.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, and shit. I can't actually I might actually while I'm talking with you, I'll look that up so I can put it in chat so that they can look it up because
Oh yeah, no worries.
I highly
Definitely.
I know it's your band and everything, but I highly recommend it. Like I love that shit, man. Like you've got some great albums and stuff. Like I
Thanks, dude. I mean, it's really crazy. I spent a lot of time just making. I think a lot of people do. You don't really look back at what you've actually made.
right. And I yeah, and
You
I
know.
think I think that's with like a lot of things like, like a lot of professions. You're
Hmm.
just it's more of like being in the moment kind of thing. Like you're doing something in the moment, you're feeling it in the moment and then like you don't think about it till like years later and you're like, "Oh fuck, I remember that, I remember doing that stuff kind of thing."
Yeah, I mean, we went on like two tours. We played a bunch of different shows. I mean, I got to do things that not everybody has got to do, and that's something, I think for a long time, you make shit, right? And you want an audience. You want people to like it. You don't want to spend all this time doing something for nobody to actually pay attention to you.
Right.
But what I've realized over time is like that's what we were focused on. We got lost in that, and we sort of like were changing ourselves to what we thought would be good, and the band in general just sort of fell apart, and like you know but we still got to do crazy things. I could think of it in the way where it's like, oh, we didn't get to accomplish this goal of getting bigger and bigger and bigger, or it's like, listen, we got really fucking far. Like,
Oh yeah.
you should look up our last show on YouTube. We sold out one of the bigger venues here in Massachusetts, and had a killer time. We've played like, we played all sorts of weird shows. We recorded a bunch of albums. I got to crowd surf to a sold out show while playing guitar. Like that's the kind of rock star shit you don't always get to do. You know what I'm saying? And
Fuck
that's just
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is like you got to be happy for what you're able to just like accomplish and what you got going on in life.
Hell yeah, dude. Shit, man. That is some like true fucking words right there. Like that, like 100% like agree with that. Like I mean, like I like the fact. I mean, speaking for myself, like the just like the fact that I'm doing this pop up or this podcast, the fact that I was able to like start a business and stuff, like it's like
Oh yeah.
like I think about it and it's like it's impressive shit. Like I'm comparatively I'm a baby. I'm only 25, so like if I feel like successful, like that I was able to like start a business and I'm gonna keep going with that business, which is like
Of course.
I feel like it's like very accomplishing. Like I can't think of like any of my friends that are like, yeah, we own a business and like shit like that. So it's like it's awesome.
It's called imposter syndrome. That's like the phrase that everybody throws around. And I think so many people, especially creative people, whether it's, in culinary or in art or music or film or whatever, I think everybody is always looking to do the next big thing and keep growing themselves. And you don't really take a second to take a breath and experience where you're at, I mean,
Right.
fuck, that's what streaming's been awesome for me to do is reminisce, reflect, and sort of have this time to sort of lose focus on the now, and then or the future, and just focus on the now. I'm able to just sort of play games, fucking bullshit with my chat, and reminisce. And I talk about these stories, and people are like, "Holy shit, that's crazy!" You got to play these shows. It's crazy you got to do this, and it's like, oh yeah, I did get to do that. That's awesome.
Hell
You
yeah.
know.
Like living out like the dreams or like just doing shit that like isn't like mundane is just it's always awesome. Like there's like I like I've talked to like a ton of different people, have a ton of different stories, and it's all like, man, like that sounds like like with your like with touring and stuff, it's like that sounds so awesome. Like that's such a cool thing to experience, and it's like I
I
like
would underplay
all
it to
that.
you. That's the thing, man. Is you asking me about it? I'm like, oh yeah, no big deal. It's not that. It's not like cool that I did that. And it's like and that's the whole thing. That's like what imposter syndrome is where you think it's like a super cool thing, like someone else reflecting on you, and you're like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about because they're not where I'm at, or I could get so much bigger. You're never happy with the results you're actually accomplishing. You always think it's like almost like body dysmorphia, but for your creativity. You
Right.
see yourself as something you're truly not.
Yeah.
And so, like, I spent so much time doing that because the thing I did failed. The band I was in is not a band anymore. I failed. That's how I felt for a long time. And I
Yeah.
didn't realize that, like, nah, dude, you made 3 albums, you played a bunch of shows, you had a great time with your friends, and you should just take it as that.
Fuck
And,
yeah.
and I think a lot of people have that kind of shit in their lives. They just don't focus on
Right. And I mean, yeah, like like you were saying, you had fun with your friends. You did 3 albums, which is an impressive feat. Like I was
it. Yeah.
I've been listening to this podcast called In Defense of Ska, and it's this guy that's like reminiscing with all these like other like buddy like all these other people that he's met that were all in bands like let's see, like Link 80,
Okay. The
Slow
classics
Gherkin.
guy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Slow Gherkin,
Two
Skank and
Tone.
Pickle. Yeah, like all
Yeah.
that
I
shit.
love it. Yeah.
And it's like, a lot of them they're just like, yeah, we had like 1 or 2 albums and we split and
Mhm.
the main host for In Defense of Scott, Aaron Carnes, he was in one band called Planet, and they almost had an album but they split before that. Like so, it's just like having 3 albums and like having fun while doing it. Like it's still like such an impressive thing, and it's really awesome. Like
Yeah, you
it
evolve as an
nice,
artist, I think
right?
like sometimes a band is attached to a sound, and sometimes you grow past that sound. And so you got to like move on from that band. I had so many friends who would go from one band to another and like change names, but the members are pretty much the same, but the sound is different. And that's like I think that was the important part is they understood that the sound needed to be different, and you need to provide something different to the
Yeah.
audience. You know, I listen, man. I talk so deep about like I love going in on music stuff. This is all we used to do. We used to overthink. You know, someone who has like crazy anxiety and crazy ADHD. All I do is think about what ifs and what might happen. I feel like Chicken Little 24/7, and like music stuff, you're always overthinking like what's gonna happen with this. Well, how do people perceive this? How do they understand that? And so I
Right.
always love getting into like the nitty gritty stuff. You know, it's great.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that stuff, especially when it comes to music. Like like I didn't, I, I actually didn't get into ska until I was like really into ska until I was like an adult. Like I listened to,
Yeah.
I listened to like Real Big Fish. I listened to some Skank and Pickle specials, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I never knew who they were until like around, like I really started getting into music about like around 16, 17. And then
Cool.
once I became an adult and like I was like really like obsessed with like the culture surrounding music. And like
Hmm.
I have a buddy that's was like in a ska band like years ago, like when he was in high school in Florida. And like ska was his life. And like I was cooking some food, he was washing some dishes, and he said, he brought a Bluetooth speaker, and he's like, you want to listen to some music? And he just started playing what was it, he started playing some fucking Streetlight.
Oh,
uh,
sick.
and it's just like
You
I was
remember
like,
the song?
yeah, it was Keysby Nights.
Oh, cool. Oh,
It
cool.
it
Classic. Classic.
yeah, it
That's
was
originally a Catch 22 song,
yep.
and that then became a Streetlight Manifesto song.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, totally. I love that song.
And it just like blew my mind because I was like, I heard that song before. I was like, this is amazing. And it was just like 5 straight hours of listening to nothing but like ska. And I was like, this shit's
Huh.
fucking awesome. Like, and I just got like super into it. Like, I just started really diving into the culture, like
Mhm.
reading about like old, like two tone or like, traditional, like with like Derek Derringer and, shit, I always forget his name. David Livingston or something like that.
Okay.
But like all those like super old like late 50s early 60s like ska people, like the pioneers. And
Hmm.
it's just like it's phenomenal with how rich in culture like ska is. There's so much different sound to it. There's like different meanings behind like each like wave that exists. It's like awesome. And it's like
Yeah.
it
I
it
mean, it's.
go ahead. Were you gonna say more?
Oh, no, no, no. I was just saying it's awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And so it's just like, it just blows my mind that like people like write ska off like they're, it's like, oh, it's that like, cheesy like joke screw around like shit, right? Like, Real Big Fish, because that's like what everyone likes to fucking point to.
Well, I've heard ska. I think the best meme to describe ska is the classic where it says ska is the music that plays when a 13-year-old finds out they're getting extra mozzarella sticks, at a restaurant. Like that's the kind of shit it is. Like I
It
love ska music, but it definitely has a connotation about it. I think what's interesting for me about like so here I got a great story for you about ska music. This is why I love ska music, and this is what solidified me as a ska fan for life. So I'd say maybe it's 2006 and 2005 maybe, and Real Big Fish is on tour, and opening up for them is Streetlight Manifesto. Now this is like my first ska show. My mom is literally sitting in the back waiting for me to finish, and like I get into the pit, and like things are crazy. Everyone's dancing, everyone's having a good time, grooving away, skanking and shit. And all of a sudden, there's this fucking asshole comes in, and he starts throwing elbows back and forth, punching people, fucking shit up. All of a sudden, from left field, this shirtless man comes, grabs this kid who's elbowing people, punches him in the face twice, screams at him, looks him dead in the face, and he goes, "This is Scott. Dance, motherfucker!" And he throws him back in the pit and starts skanking. And I was like, that's Scott, like aggressively happy. that's how I describe ska music to people, and I feel like that's 100% the fucking vibe that I'm going for in life. I want to be
God,
aggressively happy.
that's fucking awesome. That is the perfect that's the perfect explanation for ska. I've never heard it like summed up better. But that's it. That's fucking it. There is no elbows. There's just fucking it's just straight dancing. Everyone's
As
just
hard as you can.
as hard as you can, man. Like
You could
shit.
goth dance if you wanted there, like you're under the bridge, but as long as you're
Right.
going hard, they love it.
That's all
You
that
know,
that's all they ask for is just get sweaty, get
commitment.
hard.
Get hard, exactly. I mean, it was an amazing show, man. Seeing Streetlight Manifesto, being in front of their horn section alone was mind blowing.
Yeah.
I think ska music is interesting as well because of the horn section. I think that people, whether they admit it or not, love horns. Like I think they could be like a trombone or trumpet could be loud and annoying for sure. But I think like it adds something to the music that's just it's just pretty tight.
Right. It really kind of completes it. Like I'll listen to like the interrupters and stuff like that and it's like they're good. Like don't get me wrong, like I like their stuff, but it just it's missing the horns and the horns is just what I feel like completes it. Like you got like your 30-second like horn solo playing like right after the
Mm-hmm.
chorus before you go into the next verse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
Ska music also is pretty formulaic. I mean, there's like a lot of like standards to it where you can sort of, you're basically just repeating the beat over, and just going faster and faster. But I think it's the people who create something more, and bands like Streetlight Manifesto, you see the sort of orchestral touch to everything, the harmonic touch. Real Big Fish is a super like um, a lot of their music is inspired by like heavy metal from the 80s. And so like they kind of like as they got bigger, they kind of strayed away from ska. We're trying to do this heavy metal big show kind of shit. And
yeah.
that's like they're closer to that than like classic ska.
Right.
Um, but there's so many variations. I mean, I saw the Toasters live. The Toasters were amazing. I who else? I remember one of the coolest fucking things I saw was there's this band called Monty R.I. And now I don't think if their MySpace doesn't exist, I don't think anybody could find their music. But this was like this band that again opened at a Real Big Fish show. I saw like 6 or 7 Real Big Fish shows when I was younger.
Nice.
But they opened up and they had a horn player who fucking spun the trumpet on his finger like crazy, like complete 360, throw it in the air, catch it back on his finger, and then play a song. And you're seeing this shit, you're like, fuck yeah, trumpets are the fucking coolest instrument ever. Like it was awesome.
That's fucking awesome. That's like the kind
Gotta
of shit
check
that
it out.
that's the kind of shit that I love to see is just stupid tricks like that cuz like like they've all just been like playing since like fucking like late elementary, early middle school, like they've just been in band.
Band kids.
So
Band
yes.
kids.
So
Were
like
you a band kid?
unfortunately not. I I was
I'm not either, dude. I'm not either. No band kid. Well, I mean, I played till like 5th grade because you had to pick an instrument, right?
I
In
actually
some
I,
schools.
I actually don't even think I played like any musical instrument up until like high school when I got a guitar for Christmas.
Damn,
Like
that's great.
they never had me they never like I never had like a curriculum where it was just like you gotta like play the recorder or something like that. They're never like that. It was just like it was there I guess, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like a requirement or something.
Hmm.
Which I kind of wish that they did because I feel like had I gotten into like instruments like playing like band, I think I would have really had a good time with it.
Hmm.
But I mean at the same time like around like in high school I was like part of culinary stuff. I was in culinary club. I was taking the culinary classes. Like I'd spend half the semester, half of my semester lunches I would be like working in the back like as a lunch lady, like serving food and shit. And like one of my like extracurricular classes or whatever was me being a being a teacher's assistant for the head chef who ran the school kitchen.
Oh wow, that's super cool, man.
It was fun. I loved it, man. Like it was
We
like
did that shit at my school too. So like, I was in the culinary
nice.
class, and like, you know, basically, I went on to the advanced culinary class, or it was just like the fact that you completed the one beforehand.
Yeah.
But we were able to cook lunch in the middle of the day for the teachers, and we had like a griddle, and so we'd have a rotating menu, and we sold lunch to like the teachers in order to make money to go on field trips, and we went and got sushi.
Oh,
It was bomb.
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was good. We
See,
went to hibachi and sushi. It was tight.
hell yeah, dude. I went to school in the middle of nowhere. So
Oh
like
yeah.
it was like a little small town area. So like they had like three restaurants, and it was like one was like a Mexican restaurant, one was Chinese, and the other one was like a cheap like a cheapo like burger shop kind of place.
Okay.
So we didn't get the opportunity to do stuff like that, but like they always had like different like award ceremonies that they'd be like, hey, you can, you
Mhm.
know, join in on this, and then, you know, there's gonna be tons of leftover food, so you can eat a ton and take some home. And like one of my like favorite events that I did during high school was like this award ceremony for you know, extra smart kids, which you know, they didn't invite me. I wonder why.
Yeah,
but
I feel you, man.
we did the event, and like the entree was these cherry juice soaked turkey legs, and then
Okay.
we cooked them on this fat fucking grill, and it was the most amazing thing that I've ever tasted. Like I have yet to like make a turkey leg or try a turkey leg that is as good as the one that they did. And I've forgotten to like ask like my old teacher like what the recipe was, so I'm sure she forgot it
Hmm.
by now.
Oh jeez.
But it was like just like doing stuff like that, like all the weird like little like different recipes. Like I learned how to make gumbo, like of all
Oh
things.
nice.
Just working
Gumbo's
in it.
bomb.
I fucking
I
love
love to
gumbo.
cook. I love cooking. Cooking's the best. Cooking, I mean, when it becomes a job, I'm sure there's ups and downs to your love of cooking, you know.
Yeah,
But at the same time, like, you know, I don't know. I always find it interesting. You know, you do what you want, and you kind of find out what tastes right and all that stuff. It's
hell
good
yeah.
stuff.
See, I've always had like a serious drive for it. Like, I mean, I've only ever like I've been in like several jobs, and I think
Can we
out
get you
of
on Chopped?
what's up,
Can we get you on Chopped, dude? Can that be our goal?
dude? Let's do it. Let's get me on Chopped.
Yo, I'm telling you, I'm serious. I have watched every fucking episode of Chopped, and you have the perfect. You just be like, you talk about the cafeteria shit in high school. You fucking bring up that you're a streamer. Do like one cooking stream and just use that video, bro.
That's it.
They'll be like, Chopped, like streamer edition or some shit like that. Bring it in
Bring
New York.
it'll
It'll
be
be
like
tight, man.
it'll be like me, and then they'll bring in like fucking like some like really famous like popular streamers or some shit that have like that like had like one cooking stream, and they made like fucking boxed brownies or some shit, and like you'll be
Yeah.
facing against these guys. And then they'll go through like their bios. It'll be like, hi, I'm so and so. I've been I haven't cooked professionally. I've just done some cooking streams. I'm, you know, my most accomplished thing was I made pancakes with some Bisquick mix, and I didn't burn
I
them.
made pancake art. I did pancake art.
And
Yeah,
then it
one
shows
of
like a
those.
picture of the pancake art, and it's just like a smiley face emoji, and that's it.
We got to get you on Chop, my dude. I think that's the play. Then just getting on Chopped, and then you're like Chop champion streaming on Twitch. You know, that's tight.
Hell yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I would so
I
be
mean,
down for
it
that.
would be awesome. You talk about your pop up. You slam it all together.
Right? It's like, yeah, I did all this. I mean, I've got like my Instagram is like full of like different foods that I've made, And like I've got this one idea that I've just been tossing around my head. The only reason I haven't like gone through with it is because I don't have a dehydrator. But it was
Okay.
so there's this so you know about dim sum, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you have you seen those like clear wrapped like shrimp dumplings?
Hmm.
So I
Yes,
wanted
yes, yes, yes.
so I want to do a blend of that and then like use the clear wrapping, the clear wrap
Mhm.
dumpling stuff, and then put the filling in with like whatchamacallit. There's an Indian dish called sag paneer. What it is that it's paneer cheese, which doesn't melt, tossed in a spinach curry.
That sounds
And
bomb.
it's so bomb. It's one of my favorite dishes. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to turn that curry into like a dry rub, and
Okay.
to make it a dry rub, spinach is like one of the main ingredients. So what I was going to do is I was going to dehydrate a bunch of spinach, like crumble it up into like a powder, and then mix
Hmm.
it with whatever other herbs and spices.
That sounds bomb.
And then I wanted to make like a dipping sauce with it, like some kind of like a curry chimichurri, if you know what a chimichurri is.
Yeah, I do. That sounds awesome.
So it's like if I did something like that, it's like that. I think that would be like really fun to do. It's weird. Like I
Mhm.
haven't seen anyone else do something crazy like that yet. So I was like, you
No,
know,
I mean that's like what people love in food now, especially on the internet.
hell
You
yeah,
know, twists and outside the box thinking. You know, that's really cool.
hell yeah. I was actually talking with one of my coworkers about about my when my pop up was open last year, and
Hmm.
I did these two things. I did like a bacon jam burger.
Okay.
So and then I did an Asian mole sauce burger.
Hmm.
So it's like like bacon jam, like it's been around for a while, but
Totally.
I've never like seen it like anywhere. Like I've never seen anyone sell it. And so I started selling that along with the Asian mole, which the Asian mole was something I hadn't heard of. I hadn't seen anyone else do. And like I spent like a week just like working on that recipe, like getting like the perfect blend of like Mexican Asian infusion, creating this like beautiful love child of like an Asian mole sauce.
Nice.
And it turned out like phenomenal. Like that was like the like that is like peak, like that is my specialty. I love it so much.
Hmm.
I sold it for like 2 weeks and I almost sold out of all of it. Like
Oh
it
wow,
was a big hit.
that's awesome.
But I
That
was,
sounds so good.
oh man, I'll make it for you someday.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But I was shit, what was I saying? I was talking with one of my coworkers and
Uh.
we were talking about like all my recipes and stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, you see Wendy's is now doing a bacon jam burger." And I was like, "What the fuck? Wendy's stole my
Wendy.
like
Fuck
piece
Wendy.
yeah, like piece of shit Wendy's stealing my idea. Those
You gotta
motherfuckers."
ask them.
Right? Be like be like bacon jam off, bro. Let's see it.
Yeah,
And then there were
exactly. Look familiar.
right. It's like let's see who's got it. Like you and me, Wendy's. Like I'll fight a giant fucking corporation.
You got it. You got it. It'll be real easy. Trust me.
Hell yeah. And then there was right, it's super easy.
Hmm.
But then there was another one, my Asian mole, and he was like, "There's this guy that runs a restaurant in L.A. and he made an Asian mole sauce," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like this piece of shit. Like he probably saw my fucking Asian mole sauce and was like, "I can make that into
Yep.
something."
Writing that down.
Uh,
That's corporate America, man. You
right.
know.
And it's so funny because it just sounds so paranoid when I say it because it's probably been invented and like it could they obviously Wendy's couldn't have seen me because I'm a small time guy. Same with that dude from LA.
Hmm.
It just
Hmm.
like sounds like really funny, just like, oh, those fuckers stole my idea.
Yeah. No. Of course. Of course. Of course. They definitely did. I mean, I'm agreeing with you. We should definitely tweet at them and fuck with them. I think I think people need to be more reckless on the internet nowadays. You
Shit.
know, I think, you know, like who cares? Like just make a troll account, troll people. I'm encouraging trolling. Like
Oh
good
no.
trolling. We need good trolling in this world. It's the balance.
Yeah, it's the world's really gone off balance with everything. I mean, it's just like social media is like it's not the scary jungle beast that it was. It's like regulated now and it feels weird. Like like
Facts, bro. I mean, so like I have been making like not making, but like trying to promote shit on Facebook since I was able to get on Facebook and like or Facebook was open to the public. You know, I was on MySpace. I had music accounts on MySpace putting shit out for bands back then, you know, in high school.
yeah.
Um and so like to see the way social media has like changed and how the promotions of it changed is pretty crazy, you know. Um, it really just it's changed so much. When I first got on Facebook, you could post anything, you know, and it was seen. You know, you could get an audience naturally on Facebook. It wasn't curated. And I think even like their TikTok was like that. TikTok had this like classic Facebook social media feel where there was a sort by new. There was an audience that was like the app was trying to connect the audience to content. The viewer, you know, it was instead of like creating pipelines. And that's where it is
Right.
now. You know, I think TikTok just announced that they have paid posts, you know, where you can put money behind a TikTok and more ads or more views will get seen or something like that. So you could pay
Really?
for views. Yeah.
What the
So
fuck?
I mean, yeah, it's over. I mean, that's when an app is over. That's when content is over. Is when it becomes about the ads and not about the content.
Yeah.
And you know, it lasted as long as it did, and it's even the same. You know, I think that's why I like Twitch a lot. Is because I think Twitch does have this just nice line between, you know, like you can be bigger and play the game and do whatever you want to do to rise to the top. But at the same time, you can still like be low key and you know just grind and put in your work and grow slowly. It just takes tenacity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And actual and talent. You know, I think you know you can follow all the tutorials, you can learn all the tips and tricks, but like until you like understand what it means to have talent and like talent doesn't mean just like a natural talent. It's like a skill you're honing, you're constantly working at. So if you're
Right.
just content playing video games and like barely talking, whatever you're doing, like, you know, you're only going to grow as far as that'll take you.
Right.
And like I said earlier, like streaming, it's what you put in is what you get back. And for me, I stream after work for 3 to 4 hours, you know, and
Yeah.
I end up getting fucking home and just going straight to Twitch. And maybe some days I'm not as awake as I should be, but that's just what ends up happening, you know. And that's, but I'm getting as much as I'm putting in, and I am having fun doing it, you know.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's finding that balance. It's not always a bad thing to say it like that. Yeah.
Nah.
So
I do got to give you props, man. Like, cause I like for the hours that you stream, it's like insane. Like, cause like you'll do like 9 to 12 or like 12 to like 3 or something like that. Like, that's like 6 p.m., 9 p.m.
well,
for me.
so
But
yeah, yeah. So I get out of work around 11:30, and I get home around like quarter to 12. Usually walk my dog, turn on my computer, and set everything up in like 5 minutes, post about it, and then I stream. Just get right into it. And
shit.
usually it's pretty good. I think it's a good, sometimes it's good when I got that good work energy when you like finish a day at work and you didn't fuck anything up and you're just like, hell yeah, let's listen to music really loud on the way home, and then I get to stream and it all syncs up. But then there's days where it's like, okay, I'm fucking bummed out. I'm tired. Work sucked. And like sometimes it's good in the same way, but sometimes I'm just venting to my stream. You know, I think a lot of
Yeah.
if you look back at a lot of my earlier streams, I was going through shit at work and I was talking about it. Not in like any real descriptive terms, but I was just like, you contemplate what it means to have a job. You're working the fucking pandemic, everything's crazy.
Yeah,
There's a lot that goes through your head, and working high stress jobs definitely can reflect upon you like that.
100%,
But
dude.
but
Like,
streaming's always the great place to fucking go and have fun.
hell
I've done a
yeah.
bunch of dumb shit, and that's
Right.
the best part about this.
Fuck yeah, dude. If if you don't mind me asking, like, where do you work? If
Mhm.
you can be like, you can like say no or just be non-descriptive.
Yeah, I just kind of work at I work behind the scenes at like a video production company,
Good
like
shit,
doing
dude.
low key stuff. Yeah, I mainly deal with like live feeds and things like that. So
Nice.
that's what I do.
So,
But yeah, I went to school for all of this. That's why like I wish I would have found streaming sooner in life because it is kind of everything I've loved in my creative life. I love live production. It is straight live production. Nobody can tell you otherwise. I think streamers don't realize how much they actually do. You're dealing with chat, the technology, switching your scenes, making sure all your audio is good, your camera's good, your gameplay's good. Like if this was like a real TV show or this was a real thing, someone would be doing all that shit for you, and you would just sit there and be you know be the person playing the game.
right.
Um and it's cool to do that kind of stuff all on your own and build it up because I went to school for something. I gotta fucking get something out of it.
Hell yeah, dude. I get that. That's awesome. It's and like funny enough, like my dad actually like has been in like super into like filmmaking and stuff like that for like his whole life. Like he
Hmm.
like he did a bunch of like side classes in college for it. Uh,
Okay.
taking a bunch of film classes. He's been doing it since he was like I think like 12, 13. Like he watched he watched the very first Star Wars on
Hmm.
TV in like late 70s, early 80s, and he said
Wow.
that's what I want to do. And like he's just been at it like his whole life. Like I remember being a kid and we would do like local like film festivals and stuff, and he's got like
Wow.
yeah, he's got like old recordings and everything of like all the videos he did. They're like somewhere on like old like cassettes.
Hmm.
Like um
That's super cool.
but yeah, he's
Yeah,
just
I'm
go ahead.
filmmaking was that's what I went to school for. That's what I thought I was going to do, but you know, I got a couple of gigs being a PA on a couple of film sets. I did that like over a summer, and it was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
To be on a film set for a movie and like work on it. But it's so cutthroat, and it's so like if you're not here when I need you, you're not here ever. Like I couldn't come a fourth day after taking 3 days off 2 jobs, and they dropped me and they were like never called me again, and it's like okay, fair enough.
Damn.
But you're supposed to just network and like grind out the day and talk to people, but you're just you're awestruck. You're a PA on a film set. Who are you really to do anything?
Right.
But these sort of experiences, like you know, are crazy. But now I like what I do is okay. It's consistent. It's a good job. I really appreciate the way things are, and but as always, you get to jump out and you get to fucking stream and you get to party on stream and do fun, goofy things like, eat a bunch of hot wings or, goof around. And, I think I did a public access show for like 2 years before streaming. And it kind
Nice.
of ended when streaming started, or like the pandemic started. We kind of stopped filming episodes. But that was like the same thing, live production, getting a bunch of friends together, making cool stuff, and we had a great time doing it. But it's so much work, and Twitch is so much like chiller because it's just you and the chat, you know.
Yeah.
There's nobody else you got to worry about, you know, and like chats can be just some amorphic or what do you use the word? I can't. I sound so stupid. A big blob, you know, and they all feel the same way, and they all come at you, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone's chat's different, but you know, I tend to have a combative chat, or like I really like to pride myself. Amorphous, someone said in your chat. That is the word I'm looking for. Amorphous blob. But I need to like I like to think of myself as like a troll whisperer, where like I've definitely had people coming into the chat being like there to fuck with me, and like I just let them fuck with me. I don't get too riled up. I have a laugh and we keep going. And but then they stick around for a little bit extra time, and then they're like, "Oh, here's a follow," you know, and maybe they come back trolling the next time, but it's lesser and they're quicker to just chill out. And that's what I find on streaming. Like
Hmm.
people are trolls because they it's easier to be a troll than try to be nice to a streamer, and then they
Right.
don't like you, you know. It's like I'm gonna fuck with this guy, and then if he could take it, we're cool, you know.
Yeah.
but but that's like the balance. It's so fun, and it's just it's cool, man. Streaming's fun, good times, lots of cool people on here.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. No, I've definitely met a lot of cool people through streaming, and it's been a really awesome experience. Just like really
Hmm.
connecting with like a bunch of different people. Like I've always had trouble with being social online. It's weird. I'm super weird about that. Like you throw me into like a social situation like at a bar or a party or something. I'll fucking shoot the shit with anyone. I'll talk with anyone. I'll end up hugging like a ton of like 30 people or something like that and call it good. But
Yeah.
then it comes to like doing stuff online, and it's like I'm so quiet. I feel weird. I'm super nervous about it. It's like
Hmm.
it's hard, man. Like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard putting yourself out there and trying to like build a community or build like friends and stuff like that. And it's like it's cool.
I mean, I think there's it's hard to feel genuine when you're doing that kind of stuff. Like I think that's the what I struggle with is like, okay, you're trying to promote yourself, but how many times do you push yourself before it becomes like, you know, annoying, or like how do you kind of like get people in without like sounding like you're trying to like force anything? I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like that's what I struggle with self promotion on the internet, and just like I can be like, you know, hey, how you doing on the internet? Oh, we're having a great day. Everybody's really friendly and genuine and all that stuff, and I always try to be that way.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just like, you know, there's a balance to everything, you know.
Right. Definitely. Alrighty. I think that's gonna wrap it up for our podcast today.
Good times. Thank you.
Yeah. No. Thanks for coming on, man. This was really fun. I really enjoyed having you on.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely appreciate being on.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'll have to bring you on again.
I'm more than happy anytime you need me.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, that was fun. Is there any like shameless promotion that you want to do?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, come follow me, Andy F Word 420, on Twitch. Yeah, definitely try. I'm almost at 200 follows, trying to get over that. So come throw me a follow whenever you can. But besides that, this Saturday, so May 29th, is my 6 month anniversary streaming. And I'm going to be
Woo!
doing a longer stream, having a lot of fun, a lot of sub goals, a lot of random shit. We'll do some spicy related sub goal redemptions and all these other little things. But ultimately, I want to give back, so we're going to do some giveaways and things like that. So it's going to be a great stream. So make sure to follow me and check me out next Saturday for my 6 month anniversary stream. And yeah, thanks. Check out Psycho and his streams, what he does.
Hell
Go
yeah.
watch him play fucking VR because he's gonna teach me VR once I get a headset.
Hell yeah, dude. We'll spend like 8 hours just playing VR. I
Sounds good.
I could live in that world forever, man. It's beautiful.
Perfect.
But but yeah, thank you so much to everyone that's been here live, and thank you
Yeah,
for
thanks, chat.
thank you for everyone either in YouTubesville or podcast land for checking out my little podcast and sticking around to the end. You can I'm live every Sundays at 4 p.m. Pacific, and all of my recordings from YouTube to anywhere that you can find a podcast is live at Tuesdays at noon.
Nice.
But thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
But thank you so much for coming, Andy. Let's give you another round of applause.
Yay, yay. Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on, dude.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. And then next time you're free, let's play some video games, dude. I
Hell
know
yeah.
I know you're playing some games with
Shank on
Shanko.
Monday.
Yeah, so I'm be
You want to see some cool stuff before you go?
what's
Check
up?
out this background.
Let's check it out.
Check this out.
Damn. How do you do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We're in hell. It's
Oh,
over.
oh
Over.
no. Oh no.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yes. This is what I'm gonna leave on. This is what I'm leaving on. Thank you for having me, Psycho. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on, dude. Thank you everyone for watching. And I will see you guys next time. So fare thee well, goodbye, finger guns, and see you later.